What is going on, everybody? It's ASIC Eric. Messing around with the phone here, still trying to decide if I want to get a new camera or not. I want to get a 4K camera if I can, but trying to decide what would be a good camera to get that is not $1,000 is tough. This looks really good in the phone, but when I do the editing and when I look, like the last video I did, there's a lot of jittering and stuff going on in the frame when I look at it when I'm filming with the phone. So tried a different setting here, see if this works any better or not. But anyway, I'm still experimenting. Maybe I'll get a new camera, maybe I won't. I don't want to get another little camcorder, a little 1080p camcorder like I had before. You know, those are only like $200, but I want to get something 4K if I can. But anywho, I came out yesterday and did some work on the car. I'll show you what I did. I didn't film it because it's more of the same stuff. So this guy here that we ran last time, I extended that guy out, wrapped it up in the power braid here. Got these two connectors here. This is the power line coming from the Vintage Air for the AC compressor. And then these two lines here you see are bridged into one. One of these goes to the AC compressor, the other goes to the fan controller. And these both go into the binary switch here. Oh, that's nice. You see that? Oh man, I'll redo that connector. That didn't work very well. Yeah, these particular connectors I'm not having a lot of luck with. They don't stick very well, so I'll have to do something about that. I may have to get some of these spade connector females like this. I have them without the insulating jacket. I don't know, this particular brand or whatever is just not working very well on this size wire. Anywho, so that's got to be redone, as you can tell. So the idea here is the Vintage Air, when you have the AC on, supplying power to this binary switch, and it's a pressure controlled switch here based on the pressure of the system. So when the pressure goes above or below, I forget how it works, this switch opens here, or closes rather, which will turn on the compressor there to start cycling refrigerant. And then you want to have the fans running at the same time. So basically the fans and these both kick on at the same time. With that fan controller, that's that auxiliary input, which will run the fans at half speed. So we got that done. Same thing here. We ran the line from the AC unit here, the compressor. I also ran a ground line here. I decided to just run one to the block instead of running it all the way to the back. I need to get a bolt for this. This is a metric bolt, and I don't have anything short enough because this isn't a very deep hole. So I need to get that fixed. And then I ran the ground wire down here, as you can see. Where is it? There it is. Sorry, not a frame. So I scraped off some of the paint on the core support there, so that can go down in there. And I got the wire and stuff that I need to finish up the fans, so I'm going to do that today. And hopefully, if all goes well, we'll get to see if the fans work. That would be nice. Had a bit of a frustrating day yesterday. I was going to work on the hydraulic stuff, and I looked everywhere, and I can't find my tubing cutter. Just disappeared. There's so much crap in this garage now. It's like everything's just keep disappearing. I spent like 45 minutes trying to find this little adapter yesterday. Focus. This one's been a real pain in my butt because the rear brake line on this car here has got, I think it's a 9/16 18 connector, which is really strange. And of course the proportioning valve is a 3/16. So I was trying to I have to make a little miniature line to connect these two things together because I can't put this in the proportioning valve and then have it fit because there's not enough space. So I need to run a line. So I wanted to find a female to female union because I have a male version of this that I can put directly on the brake line, but I can't find a female to female 9/16 by 18. So I'm going to have to do like this going on to the brake line and then put a 3/16 union on there and then run a line into that. It's a pain. Anyway, long story short. So we're all set for that. Let me get that line ready here. Remember, we need to make an extension for the fans to get from over here to the controller. That was the 10 gauge wire that I didn't have last time. So let's get that set. All right, so this is the fan connector side there. Let's see, the cables only ran about this long, so I've put up some butt connectors in here to extend these out. This new cable is actually thicker than this, so this might be 12 gauge or something instead of 10. Whatever. It's plenty beefy enough for our purposes, so I need to put some ring connectors on the end of this. All right, there you go. Those are done. Focus. All right, connecting the dots here. So our controller, this is the auxiliary input right here, which we've connected to this guy. You can see how that turned out in the end. Ground wire coming out of there. This is the ignition cutoff thing. So we've got the power and ground coming into the module here. This is the fan output here. So just wire all this up and it's ready to go. I need to figure out where I'm going to put this to, by the way. All right, we got that guy mounted right there next to the radiator. So the other box goes right over here or down there. So we'll get that guy wired up. All right, there we go. So the red is the power coming in. We got 4 grounds coming off there on the black, and the green is the power to the fans. Let's get it all bolted up. All right, there's everything all wired up. I'm going to take all these guys and run them in a loom. I got to figure out how to clean this guy up so he's not dangling. There's a couple loose wires there that need to go together. That's from the ignition source. I'm going to leave that off right now because I'm not sure I can test it with that connected. Yeah, let me get those wires hidden there and we'll move on to the next step. All right, so wrap this guy up here. This is all going to tuck down below under the radiator there. And that's how everything else looks at the moment. Pretty clean. I can clean things up a little bit more here, but it looks pretty good. So let me get the fans all hooked up here and then we can talk about testing this thing. What? All right, here's what we got. So this is the power going to the fan controller. I took the 250 amp fuses out here, so none of this stuff's connected to each other. So I don't want to power up this circuit yet. I'm going to make sure the rest of the car is disconnected. So the main battery line should not be connected. The main harness over there should not be connected. So basically this should be the only thing. I'm going to put power right to this and there's no fuses, so that shouldn't be connected to anything else. We're going to start with the battery charger on 2 amps. Make sure nothing goes poof or anything, and I'll turn it up to 10 amps or 20 amps, whatever. We'll give it a try. I measured the resistance here from this power to ground, and it's like 4 kilo ohms or something, which is not going to draw a lot of current. So as long as there's not something active in the system that kicks on, that should be good. So fingers crossed, nothing blows up here. All right, well, here goes nothing. Connected this to the ground line there. It's connected there. In theory, this is the active signal going into the controller. If I connect this to power, the LED should light up down there. I can reach it to power. Look at that. Can you see that? Seems to work, just not enough power. 10 amps. More power, Captain. What? Okay, so I've disconnected this. Fans are still running. So I'm not sure if I ground this or what turns it off. You can see my LEDs are off. Let's see how long that runs. Both fans are running. Hopefully they turn off eventually. I wonder if that signal has to be grounded. No. All right. Just wait a second here. I will bring you back if it ever turns off. All right, well, the fans work, but they never turn off. I let it run for a while. I boosted this guy up to 20 amps. Didn't make any difference. I tried grounding the control wire down here. That didn't do anything. I unplugged my little harness. Didn't do anything. It's been off for like 30 seconds. We'll see if it kicks back on. Yeah. Watch out for that. So I don't know. So it works, but now it doesn't turn off. So I'm not quite sure what to do about that. Let me dig around a little bit, see if anything comes up. All right, well, I don't know. I'm going to have to get in touch with these guys and see if I can figure out what's going on with that controller, because it won't shut off. I tried a whole bunch of different stuff. I don't think, well, it could be the charger, because that thing does put out kind of a funky signal. Yeah, let me get the battery out and try it with the battery. Yeah, that didn't make any difference. So connecting it with the battery did the same thing. So I tried disconnecting the temperature sensor. I didn't show that, by the way, but it's right there. Tried connecting the control inputs to power, to ground, everything. Just as soon as you plug in the fans, they come in at half speed. I think it's the temperature sensor. Doesn't matter whether it's plugged in or not. That seems wrong. And I took the heat gun and kind of gently warmed it up, and the fans never spun up. I don't know if I made it hot enough or not. It's 180 degrees. That was on low. Didn't want to cook it. But it didn't, it never turned down any higher. So I think there's something fishy there, but that's a bummer after doing all that work and then it doesn't work properly. But the first signs of life, I heard some noise out of this car for the first time ever, at least in my possession. So that's cool. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. There's nothing else I can do with this thing today. Like I said, I'll send a message to Northern Radiator. Hopefully I can find a support number for them or something, and see if I can figure out what to do. So anyway, that's going to do it, everybody. We will catch you on the next one. Thanks. Have a good one.